Welcome back to my channel. Hi everybody, today's video is going to be very different from anything I've ever done on this channel, but it's not going to be very creative and unique. I'm going to be linking lots of videos and links in the description below to where I'm getting my information from, other videos that are way more particular than this one's going to be, that kind of inspired me to make this video. So you could probably tell by the title, this is going to be about MLMs or multi-level marketing. So before we even get started, I want to briefly talk about the differences between MLMs and pyramid schemes, because sometimes people use them one and the same. There's a very fine line that separates them. I'll link below towards the top a video that explains the differences between MLMs and pyramid schemes, but if you don't want to go watch that, I have just like some general differences. You guys, I made notes. I've never made notes for a video before. So the biggest thing is that an MLM is legal. It's a legal business opportunity. Pyramid schemes are illegal. And you can just kind of make a blanket statement and say that all MLMs are pyramid schemes, but really it's not a pyramid scheme until it's deemed one by a court of law. As a consumer or as somebody that wants to get into an MLM, you really have to do your research and kind of make your own opinion and decide whether or not it's something you want to get into. Now, when you think of MLMs, a very classic one that comes to my mind is Tupperware. You know, we have these stay-at-home moms, these housewives that would throw Tupperware parties, and, you know, they buy stock from the Tupperware company and then they sell it to the masses. Obviously, the world in MLMs and pyramid schemes have changed a lot since then, and social media has a really, really big impact on that. Another difference between MLMs and pyramid schemes is that an MLM focuses on selling a product, while a pyramid scheme focuses on recruiting other people to join the company. Now, this is where it gets kind of gray for me, and for a lot of people, because a lot of these MLMs will sell a product, obviously, but they'll also highly encourage their members to recruit new members. So where do you draw the line? Who can never be sure? So the reason why people want to recruit other people is because they get a portion of their income. So they're benefiting off of all their downlines, which are people that they're recruiting. When they recruit somebody, they become the upline, and we start to get a little pyramid formation. So if I'm the upline and I recruit 3 people and those people recruit 3 people, we start to get that pyramid form, and the person at the top benefits from everybody below them. If you're at the bottom of the pyramid, you're not benefiting at all. A lot of these MLMs or pyramid schemes have really big pyramids, so very few people are actually benefiting from the business. Disclaimer before I move on. I am not really judging anybody that is in an MLM. I think some people are genuine, you know, that they are in these companies because they like the products or because they want a little extra money. I do think a lot of them are eventually going to leave because they're either going to realize that they're not making enough money, or they realize it's a scam, or whatever reason. I know people who are involved with MLM. I don't see them like trying to recruit people. I see them genuinely trying to sell the products. And that's where I also get kind of iffy, because I feel like depending on who you are looking at, it could either look like a genuine MLM where they're selling products to consumers, or it could look a little pyramid schemey if they're really focused on recruiting people to work below them. Alright, moving on to what I think are the big dangers of getting into MLMs that could possibly be pyramid schemes. So a big one for me is there's really no financial security or job security. There's nothing guaranteed. There's no money guaranteed. There's no guarantee that you will be a coach or a consultant in the next month, the next year. Like, it's just a lot of mystery in the future. There's also no benefits. Sorry, I keep touching my hair. There's no benefits. So you're not getting insurance, you're not putting money into retirement through your job. You're really getting nothing. This is where I think it makes a big difference whether this is like a side hustle or your main source of income. Like, there's a difference between your significant other having a job with a steady income, and this is just like, you know, your fun hobby. If this is what you're focusing on to make money, That's very dangerous. All right, another reason why I think it's dangerous is that you're funneling a lot of money into it and you're not getting a big return, if any return at all. I was reading a LuLaRoe like Q&A on a LuLaRoe Facebook page, and one of the questions was like, how long will it take for me to get back my return on, is that the wording? And basically they just said, it depends on how many parties you have per week and how much you sell at those parties. No, it's kind of throwing it back in your face, like it's really up to you if you want to make money or not, and that's not really true. Also, you know, as these months go by, you're still putting more money into it. It's not like you pay that initial investment and you're just waiting for the money to come back. Like, for example, Beachbody. You pay to be a Beachbody trainer. Every month you pay for Shakeology. Every month you buy like the new latest greatest thing that they're selling. So it's not like you just pay, you know, that $79 startup Arbonne cost and you're just living la vida loca. No, you pay that and then you're like, you know, continuously buying and putting more money into the company. So people feel very stuck because they're like, well, I put so much money into this company, I put so much money into this job that if I leave now, I made nothing. And they're still chasing that dream that's never gonna come. A lot of these companies have been around for a very long time, some of them decades and decades. That pyramid at this point is ginormous. And the chances of you building all those downlines is just so slim, because everybody's heard of LuLaRoe, everyone's heard of Rodan & Fields, everyone's heard of Beachbody, everyone's heard of Arbonne, everyone's already heard about all these things. So people either already have a seller, they are selling it themselves, or they're not interested. So the market and the pool is very small now. So the chances of you getting more downlines, it's slim. Like, if you get into an MLM early on, you're going to be one of the people at the top because you're sharing something new that other people don't know anything about. Finally, for the dangers, they ruin relationships. A lot of people, when they start off, because they don't have, you know, that big pool of connections, they start with their inner circle, so their friends and their family. So it's one thing if you're like selling them things, but if you're trying to recruit them and you're their upline now, your relationship has now changed from a friendship, a familial, a romantic, etc., whatever, to a business relationship. And once you've gone down that road, you really cannot go back. Now, here's where I think things get crazy. I mean, everything that I've said so far to me is just crazy, but this is where it just sells me. I just want to explain why this is important to look at. So I'm a public school teacher. My county, and I know a lot of other counties, have to post their salary schedule. So what it looks like is it's a table. At the top it has your degree, so bachelor, master, specialist, doctorate. And then on the other axis, it's how many years you've taught, and then depending on, you know, that, they calculate an annual salary. I sign my contract, and unless I get fired, I'm guaranteed that money that year. I have financial security. Now, these companies, these MLMs, post their income disclosure statements, tables, whatever. And I don't know if people don't know these exist. I don't know if they read them and literally don't care, but they're very telling of what the company looks like on the inside. Because so often we just see the people that are succeeding and we just assume that's what everybody is like. And that's why people get sucked into these businesses. So I'm just going to move to the side so that we can see the table. Obviously it's going to be small. So if you want to be more in depth with your findings, they'll be linked below so that you can take the time to look at them up close. But I'm just going to kind of highlight the numbers that I think are shocking. So this is Beachbody. So let's look at the bottom two rows. So the row that says coach is the majority of people that are Beachbody coaches. It's 74.3% of all coaches. That's almost 3/4. So their average earnings per year are $402. The averages aren't always super accurate because you can have outliers on both ends of the spectrum. So it tells us the high earnings is about almost $34,000 a year. Low earnings, zilch. So some people might sign up and realize it's not for them. So there's no information there. Now, at the very bottom row, it tells us all the ranks, including, that top tier. The average earnings overall per year is $3,000, and the high end being $3 million. Moving on to rodent and fields. This one I feel like has been really popping over the last year. So at the top of this table, they have the highest rank, the highest tier. So these people make over $500K a year. The average annual income is a little over $1 million. The median income, which is a more accurate portrayal of this tier, is about $800,000. And if you look at the percentage of paid consultant, it says 0.00%, asterisk, asterisk. At the bottom, in fine print, it says 0.00% represents 97 consultants who earn an average of $1 million in 2018. 97 consultants. At the very bottom of this table are people that have made under $1,000 in a year. So that is 61.3% of the company, being the majority. So the average annual income is $325. The median annual income is $245. And the last one we're going to look at is Arbonne. Now, the very bottom, independent consultants, which is 63% of the company. They make an average annual earnings of $561. One of the perks, one of the incentives for Arbonne is when you reach the regional vice president rank, which is only 2% of the company, you will get a white Mercedes that is not paid for. You have to pay for it. Things like that are what draw people in. Alright, this has been a really long video. I'm gonna have to condense it a lot. I don't even know how this is going to work because I can only post a 15-minute video. But my takeaways. I have 3 things I wrote down. One is do your research. If you are considering joining an MLM, whether it's one that I've mentioned or another one that is popping up anew, or one that's been around for a while like Mary Kay or Avon, do your research. Don't look at, the shell. Don't look at, the outer casing that people are showing off. Look at the meat. Look at the dirty underlying data. Look what you're getting yourself into before you get into it. This goes for everything. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And the final thing is, think about where you spend your money. And I say that from a consumer perspective and a consultant perspective. This is an Essence mascara. When I buy this mascara, I am essentially giving money to this company. I'm supporting them. I'm showing them, hey, I like your stuff, make more. When you spend your money at these MLMs, you're telling that company, hey, I like your stuff, you should make more. I'm supporting you as a company. From a consultant perspective, be careful where you are investing your money. It's money. It doesn't grow on trees. You probably worked hard for it. Think about where you could put that money that's going to work better in your favor than putting it in an MLM and chasing down a dream. Alright, so this has been a very long video. It's not going to be 41 minutes like it is right now, which means it's going to be a pain in the butt to edit. But I hope you liked it. Please watch the videos below. This was just kind of a little fun thing that I did. The ones below give a lot more information. They go way more in depth. They've been studying this and tracking down all this data and information and the underbelly of the beast. This is just kind of glazing over in general, what are these companies like. So I hope you like it. If you did like it, I don't know, subscribe, and comment, I don't know, whatever. Or don't do anything. I honestly don't care. This is a side hustle. I'm a boss babe. Okay, bye guys.